This is the story of Aeneas, the founder of Rome. A long, long time ago, in a land far, far away, on the Mediterranean Sea, Aeneas and his fellow Trojans fled from their home city of Troy, which had been destroyed by the marauding Greeks. On their journey, they sail for Italia, where Aeneas is destined to eventually found the great Roman Empire. As they near their destination, a fierce storm throws them off their course and lands them in the African city of Carthage. Dido, Carthage's founder and queen, welcomes them. Aeneas relates to Dido the long and painful story of his group's travels thus far. Aeneas tells of the sack of Troy that ended the Trojan War after 10 years of Greek siege. In the final campaign, the Trojans were tricked when they accepted into their city a wooden horse that, unbeknownst to them, harbored several Greek soldiers in its hollowed-out belly. He tells how he escaped from the burning city with his father, Anchises, his son, Ascanius, and the hearth gods that represent their fallen city. Assured by the gods that a glorious future awaited him in Italy, he set sail with a fleet containing the surviving citizens of Troy. Twice they attempted to build a new city, only to be driven away by bad omens and plagues. Harpies, creatures that are part women and part bird, cursed them, but they also encountered friendly countrymen unexpectedly. Finally, after the loss of Anchises and a bout of terrible weather, they made their way to Carthage. Impressed by Aeneas's exploits and sympathetic to his suffering, Dido falls in love with Aeneas. They live together as lovers for a period, until the gods remind Aeneas of his duty to found a new city. He determines to set sail once again. Dido is devastated by his departure, and kills herself by ordering a huge pyre to be built with Aeneas's castaway possessions, climbing upon it and stabbing herself with the sword Aeneas leaves behind. As the Trojans make for Italy, bad weather blows them to Sicily, where they hold funeral games for the dead Anchises. Once there, Aeneas descends into the underworld, guided by the Sibyl of Cumae, to visit his father. He is shown a pagan of the future history and heroes of Rome, which help him to understand the importance of his mission. Aeneas returns from the underworld, and the Trojans continue up the coast to the region of Latium. King Latinus, the Italian ruler, extends his hospitality, hoping that Aeneas will prove to be the foreigner whom, according to a prophecy, his daughter Lavinia is supposed to marry. But Latinius's wife, Amata, has other ideas. She means for Lavinia to marry Turnus, a local suitor. Meanwhile, Ascanius hunts a stag that was a pet of the local herdsman. A fight breaks out, and several people are killed. Turnus, riding this current of anger, begins a war. Aeneas, at the suggestion of the river god Tiberinus, sails north up the Tiber to seek military support among the neighboring tribes. During this voyage, his mother, Venus, descends to give him a new set of weapons wrought by Vulcan himself. While the Trojan leader is away, Turnus attacks. Aeneas returns to find his countrymen embroiled in battle. Pallas, the son of Aeneas's new ally, Evander, is killed by Turnus. Aeneas flies into a violent rage, and many more are slain by the day's end. Turnus rushes out to meet Aeneas, who wounds Turnus badly. Aeneas nearly spares Turnus, but remembering the slain Pallas, slays him instead. And that concludes the epic masterpiece of Virgil, the Aeneid.
Like, yay, the Greeks are gone. And then in the middle of the night, when all the Greeks were burning and pillaging and looting and whatever else soldiers do when they invade a city, Aeneas was just kind of like, oh crap, I gotta get out of here. And then he was... No, that's wrong, I made a mistake. He wasn't like that.